I was born in 1937. Being in Hartford, we had to be really worried about being bombed. And I built the fallout shelter. We had to turn off all of the lights. As soon as it got dark, in order to turn on any lights, we had to put big black curtains over every window in the house so that airplanes wouldn't be able to see the lights and know where the houses are and where people were. We had to put black tape over the top half of the headlights on the cars so that airplanes couldn't look down and see where the cars were driving and everything. They had air raid wardens that were people that actually wore helmets around and walked around the neighborhoods and looked for airplanes and made sure that everybody had the curtains over the windows and all of that. If they didn't, then they'd knock on the door and make them do that. And also, if they heard airplanes, they could send a signal and blow whistles and horns and that type of thing. And the fire station that had a great big loud fire horn on it would blow the fire horn in every single community all around if there was any hint that an airplane was coming. All that went on every night.
And what was in the airplanes that everybody was afraid of?
Well, they were afraid of being bombed.
Yeah.
Where I lived in Hartford, they were afraid of them bombing the place where they made all the engines for airplanes.
Yeah.
And they were the company, United Aircraft, was the first company that made the first jet engine, but they didn't really happen until towards the end of World War II.
Okay, because we didn't have the technology, not even a hint of the technology that's available now.
What was it like at school?
Well, I went to the parochial school in nuns, so that was the nuns school, and we had to do air raid one, and we had to do all the time we had to make believe kind of things. What would happen if so we'd have to pull down the shade and we'd all go out in the hall, we'd all have a bunch over in the hallway and that kind of thing, just in case there was an air raid and we were bombed. We had to go through all those practices all the time because there was no technology there. They didn't have no such thing as a computer or TV or anything, so it was all by word of mouth. And then got a word that something was going on. Okay, we have to go out there and go in the hallway and all that.
When I was in elementary school, we used to have to go to the men's and ladies' room because that didn't have any windows in it and anything. That was a safe place. And we also learned how to climb under our desks. You hear an air raid warning signal in the school, and the teacher would say, "Go to the shelter," which was the men's room and ladies' room, or climb under your desks.
But we did not, had to sit down and hunch over and all that, really.
How did it make you feel? Like, were you scared?
We were frightened because we had no idea what was going to happen. They were preparing us for the worst.
In my case, I don't know people were frightened. There was just always an anxiety.
It was more like, come to think of it, that's right, because it was more like that was part of your life. And every time there's an area after they went down, then they would drive through just saying, okay, just driving through the streets because there was no other way. And when you heard the okay, then you could just pull up the shades and, oh my God.
Were there things that you couldn't get because of the war?
Almost everything. Everybody was rationed, which means you had to have a ticket.
Yes.
In order to buy certain things.
Yeah, you were allowed
so many tickets per week or per month. But they had the tickets, and you couldn't buy gas, and you couldn't buy any butter, and you could only buy a very small amount of meat per person. I remember the day the war ended. And everybody was just yelling and screaming, and we all ran up to the center of town. We ran up to the center of town, and everybody was cheering, and I used to play the clarinet at the time, and I had the the mouthpiece without the rest of the clarinet. I was blowing that all over the place.
Yeah.
Fire stations rang their
Yeah.
sirens
Yeah.
in every part of the United States all at the same
Yeah,
time.
the war is over.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of
I was too young when the bombs
hide the beer.
when the bombs hit. I was too young to know when